it's impossible, I mean, when we bandy about the word postmodernism, to think about postmodernism, a lot of the arguments around postmodernism sit around photography and its truth claims. It's claimed to objectively, it's the medium through which reality speaks, without understanding that a picture, just as soon as it could tell us the truth, the picture can also lie to us, right? If we don't know what the surrounding circumstances or facts are, right? So the idea of, can you actually raise the world to visuality, right? What does it mean to simply see it, right? There are certain things where, we might look at a picture and what a picture might say to us, we find ourselves going, yes, the picture is true, but what I see is one thing, but what I know might be something else. So there are different kinds of pictures of the world, right? And so how do we, photographs are in discussion with statistical pictures, right? So we see picture A and we know it's like, wait a minute, that doesn't jibe with, a set of facts on the one hand, right? Social science, statistical analysis of a given demographic, et cetera, or it may not jibe with your own empirical experience. All the while, we'll say that yes, the picture is true, like what what I see correspond to a verifiable reality. Yes, but right. So that's what we mean, not simply that the picture is a lie in terms of what's portrayed, right? But what that means is that we read pictures in a very complicated manner that isn't simply, do I believe what I see? Yes, I believe what I see, but I actually am, at the same time challenging it and asking questions at an unconscious level, I would say, right? So that, the idea of challenging representation, right, was one of the kind of mainstays, a critique of photography, right? And the way to critique photography was through other pictures, right? So there are certain things about fact and fiction, right? So you can show me a picture, a documentary photograph, right? But there are other kinds of truths, let's say, which can only be gotten at through theater, right? So why is it that, to watch a movie about, the disintegration of someone's marriage, it's like, when it's like, oh my God, why do you relate to that? Or why do you feel for that? Even though it's made up, right? It is representing, a situation for which there are no pictures per se, right? So that a truth is being revealed that couldn't be gotten at in any other way, right? In a way, in the truth that might be revealed through fiction, right, is in fact more, it could be, visceral, it could be more urgent, more immediate than if somebody simply took a photograph of a couple arguing, right? So that's what, in terms of the 1970s, 1980s, right? And along with that, critique of representations of Black subjects in the media, right? Positive representations of Blacks versus other kinds of representations, negative images of Blacks, right? Which would also go along with critiques of stereotypes, right? Those kinds of things. So Dawood's career takes place, the idea of these pictures are being made with that as the kind of, immediate art context, right? So how do these pictures, right, which were, relative to those kinds of postmodern debates about photography, these are very, very, I'm going to say conservative. That's not a value judgment. These are straight up portraiture, right? So in what ways was Dawood, who is coming out of a relatively conventional, kind of picture-making background, how, at what point do his pictures and that dialogue, bump up against each other, and how do they talk to one another? And what from those arguments did he absorb? And at the same time, what did he give back to, those debates?